Hi everybody, this is Mike with a video about navigating and using the MyOpenMath platform. I posted a video about the Blackboard platform and a short tour of our course as it relates to Blackboard. And I just want to give you some information about getting started in MyOpenMath and some things that you can expect to see and do when you are logged into MyOpenMath. So we're here on the login page for MyOpenMath. You can get to this page either by clicking on the link in Blackboard, or you can just navigate directly to myopenmath.com. When you get to this page, if you already have an account, of course, if you've used this platform before, you can just log in and you'll have an opportunity to enroll in a new course. If this is your first time using MyOpenMath, then you'll want to click on this link, which is to register as a new student. And it will ask you to enter a username and choose a password, and then some various other pieces of information. The email address that you use, I would encourage you to use your STLCC email address. But no matter what email address you pick there, be sure to choose an email address that you check, because I will be communicating to you through MyOpenMath using that email address. In addition, it's going to ask you for the course ID and enrollment key. Remember, those things are available on the syllabus, but they're also available in the Start Here page. If you scroll down a little bit in that main first page, the course ID here is listed, as is the enrollment key. So those are two pieces of information you'll need when you're registering your account. It's also information you'll need if you're enrolling in a new course when you are using a previously created account. So once you press sign up, it will prompt you again to log in, and you can log in and it will take you to your course page. And your course page, once you've entered in the course ID and enrollment key, it should show you our course, Calculus 1 2020 Fall. And if you click on that course, then you will see what our class looks like. So I just want to take a brief tour of this. I'm not going to be able to show you every detail in a brief time, but my hope is this will give you an idea of what you're looking at when you log into MyOpenMath. So you'll notice first at the top there are some navigation links, and I'll say more about each one of these as we go through the quick tour. There's also some the same navigation links on the left-hand side. So keep those links in mind. The structure of the platform is to put things into things called blocks, and blocks can either be displayed using these little triangles or arrows. They can also be displayed using folders. When you see a triangle on a block, that means you can expand the block and see more. So if I click on that triangle there, it will open up the block so I can see what's inside. You'll notice inside this block is another block about course tools. So if I click on that arrow or that triangle, it will expand that block further, and you can see a link to our textbook, a link to Desmos, which is going to be our graphing calculator tool for the course. We're also going to be using Wolfram Alpha from time to time, possibly spreadsheets, but I suspect we may not end up using those. And then some information about the license through which a lot of these tools are being used. There's also links to the welcome video and the syllabus. Both of these are the same links that you'll see in Blackboard, but in case you're working in MyOpenMath and want to check these things, they're available here as well. I can close the block simply by, or compress the block simply by clicking on that arrow again. There are weekly discussion forums, which I'm going to ask everyone to post at least once every week. And you'll see directions about doing that inside this folder. So when I click on a folder, it actually takes me to a new page. And you'll see the week number 1 forum that's available, and a little bit of information about what you should consider posting. So in this first forum, my suggestion is to post a little bit of information about you as an introduction. If you, in the future, I'm going to be asking you to post a question that you have while you're working, or answer a classmate's question. And there's a link here that gives you guidelines for earning full credit in those weekly forums when you do that. So I would encourage you to read through the directions for every week. But for this particular week, for the first week, all you really need to do is introduce yourself. So if I click on the breadcrumb that takes me back to our course, then I go back to our main page. There's another block here that lists some things that may be useful to you in getting ready for the course. I'll post several things throughout the semester here that I hope will be sort of general information that might be useful. Again, here's a link to the welcome video, and then there's some advice. I've been asking for suggestions from my students at the end of my courses, what advice they would give to future students in an online calculus class. I've been doing that for several years, and my hope is you'll be able to use their comments and their experience to help you navigate this course smoothly. Activities are an important part of the course, and so if you click on this folder link, you'll see a list of activities here. Not all activities are showing. You'll see these activities are grayed out, which means they're not available yet. But other activities will show up when the course officially begins. So this page will look a little bit different when the course starts. Notice that modules 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all say available on a certain day or time. And when you click on one of those modules, it's empty. That's because what will happen is these modules will populate at the time specified. So modules 2 and 3 will become available on the first day of classes. For now, at the beginning of the class, or in the first weekend before the class begins, the only module that's available is the review module. So you'll notice that there are 3 main topics in the review module: algebra and functions, analytic geometry, and trigonometry. Inside each one of these folders is a list of smaller topics about these broader concepts, and there are videos and textbook links to help you review some of the important ideas within each one of those main concepts. My advice before looking in these sections is to go ahead and start assignment number 1. And this gives us a chance to take a look at what the assignments look like. And so when you click on assignment number 1, it gives you an opening set of directions. And it says this is an introductory assignment for entering answers into MyOpenMath. It also helps you review pre-calculus topics. So we'll go ahead and click Start here. Notice it gives you the due date and how many points are possible as well. I'm going to click Start. And then there's a set of directions. And here, notice I'm just going to reiterate the importance of using this assignment to help you decide what things you want to review in the rest of the module. So you can click the arrow to go forward here, or you can skip around through questions in the assignment here by clicking on this drop-down menu. These first few questions are really mainly about the course as a whole. So this is essentially a true or false question. Will this course not take up as much of my time as a traditional course? The answer to this, I'm not afraid to tell you what the answer to this is. The answer is maybe. In general, online classes take more time than traditional face-to-face classes, but not for everyone. So I think the best answer here is maybe. You press submit, and it tells you got full credit, or tells me that I got full credit. I'm going to save some of the surprises in these items for your own attempts. I'm going to jump ahead to maybe a more math-oriented question. This is a matching question that says we want to match each function name with its equation. So pretty simple here. I just click on the drop-down menu, and this is a cubic equation, so I'm going to answer this as B, and so on. Notice if I only answer part of the question, when I press submit, it's going to tell me I only earned partial credit. And then I can actually try it again. I can continue working on it. So This is a reciprocal squared, so I'm going to do this. This is an absolute value, so I'll choose F. And so if I submit it again, it's going to allow me to continue. I hope. There we go. And I got more credit there, but I still haven't gotten it quite fully correct yet. So I'm going to continue filling out a few things. This is my third attempt to answer this correctly. This is a cube root, which is G, and maybe I'm still not quite finished here, so I'm going to go with, this is a quadratic. I'm still going to submit here, and notice now I can't submit anymore. After my third try, I cannot submit, but now I get an answer key, and it tells me what the answer should have been, and I can try a similar question. All the assignments are set up just like this. So this is a similar matching question. It's not the exact same matching question, but it's similar. And now I have a different attempt. So every assignment is set up this way so that I can try the item up to 3 times. It will tell me whether I'm right or wrong. And then if I'm wrong 3 times in a row, it will tell me that I'm wrong, will give me the answer key, and then I'll have a chance to attempt another item. I'm going to skip ahead to a different question. So this is a transformation question. Here's another question about what the intercepts are for a polynomial function. Here's a question about population growth. This is a question about I think this is a linear equation dealing with slope. Linear equations and slopes are really important in this class. I'm just going to jump ahead to another question. Here's a graph where I have to write an equation. Notice that in every case I have the submit question, I have a jump to answer option. I also have the option to post my question to a forum. So if I'm having trouble with a particular item, I can click on this and it will take me directly to the current discussion forum where I can post my question and ask for assistance. You can also send me a direct message and ask for help there. And oftentimes there will be a video help. This will not be true for every assignment item, but for many of them it will be. I can also click on Jump to Answer. And it will say, this will use up your remaining tries, which basically means that it's like I've tried it 3 times. And it will then show me or give me the option to look at the answer key, and that'll tell me the answer to this particular item. And then if I want to earn credit for it, I have to try a similar question. And I get a similar question, but it's not quite exactly the same thing. So just keep this in mind as you're working through the assignments. You do not have to finish the assignment in one sitting. You can press done when you are finished for now. And you can see from here what you've earned credit for, what you haven't. You can review your items. For now, I'm going to exit this. And the last thing I want to show you here, or two things I want to show you before ending this video, is to show you the calendar. And the calendar will show you all things that are coming up due. This calendar is slightly different than the suggested schedule. And the reason it's slightly different is because the calendar only shows due dates. So it will show you deadlines for certain things, but it does not necessarily show you when the best time to work on the assignments are. And that's the purpose of the suggested schedule. So the suggested schedule will recommend days and timing for doing certain things. And the suggested schedule is always trying to help you get these things finished well before the deadline comes. So the calendar will sort of tell you when things need to be finished. The suggested schedule, again, just makes suggestions for when you should work on those things. And lastly, this will be important, the gradebook. When you click on the gradebook, it will show you everything that you've done or that is available for you to do. In the gradebook, you'll see your score on all the assignments that are available. You can also view feedback. So if you click on this, if I've written feedback to you, then you'll be able to read what I've written, And hopefully this will help make sense of things maybe that you had trouble with or that you made mistakes on. You can also, in this page, you can extend your deadline. So you can see here the deadline for assignment number 1 is August 26th. If you need extra time to finish, you can click on this link here that says use a late pass. And if you use the late pass, you'll notice it gives you a 72-hour, which is 3 days, a 72-hour extension on the assignment. If you do want to use the late pass, you can say yes. If you choose, oh well, I think I have a little bit more time, I'm going to try and get it finished before the original deadline, you can just press never mind. So that's just a quick view of the gradebook, and I hope a reasonably good tour of the MyOpenMath platform. One final thing to mention is this link down at the bottom, which is for exams. I'll have more to say about that as we get closer to exam number 1. If you click on this, you'll notice that it's essentially empty for right now. So with that, I will leave you to getting started in MyOpenMath, and please be sure to let me know if you have any questions as you work. Good luck!